Hey everybody, it's Craig Veroni with RE/MAX Masters Realty. And as you're all aware by now, I'm sure, money now costs every Canadian just a little bit more after the country's big banks hiked their prime rates in response to the Bank of Canada's increase recently. And this will definitely have an impact on the Vancouver real estate market. Now, to talk more about that, I'm here today with Karen Gibbard from Gibbard Group Financial. So let's go meet Karen and hear what she has to say on this topic. Hi Karen, could you highlight the recent mortgage changes for us?
Absolutely, but first off to note that the Bank of Canada has raised the interest rates 2 times in the last few months. And just to put it in perspective, that's the first time in 7 years that they've done this. So we're not looking at crazy high interest rates, but we are looking at that affecting purchasers in the marketplace today. I think the bigger issue for purchasers are the 2 new mortgage rule changes that have come into effect. The first one being the stress test. Everybody's heard about it. That's where if you have less than 20% down, no matter what bank or lender you work with, they are required to qualify you at a much higher interest rate called the qualifying rate. Today you're looking at about 4.84% for that rate. So even though you might be paying your contract rate of 3.24, the lender has to qualify you at the higher rate of 4.84%. This means a 20% drop in what you can qualify for as a mortgage. So that is going to be a significant impact on purchasers today. So the second big issue is the cost of funds, and that's where the lender gets the money to lend out to you as a mortgage. Those costs have increased and they're being passed on to you, the consumer, in the form of a higher interest rate. So when you see interest rates going higher at the banks, but the Bank of Canada hasn't raised the rates, it's really that's the issue that's forcing it.
So how do these changes impact home buyers and sellers here in Vancouver?
Well, for sure we know clients are going to be paying a higher interest rate. That's a given. But secondly, and most importantly, with the stress test, because the borrowing power has decreased by 20%, it means that clients have to really change their expectations of what they can buy. Before they might have been able to buy $1 million house, now it's only $800,000 because of the stress test. So that's where having clients work with a professional is going to be really important in this marketplace.
So Karen, what does this proposed stress test for mortgages with 20% or more down mean for Vancouverites?
I think it's going to have a huge impact on Vancouverites because most of the property values here are $1 million and more. And by law, if you're buying something for $1 million, you need at least 20% down. So this rule affects a big portion of people here. And how it is, it's a stress test similar to the one we talked about earlier, but the formula is different. So you take the contract rate, so let's say 3.24% today, and now we have to add on 2% to that. So the qualifying rate is actually at 5.24%. So this effectively reduces the purchasing power of those clients in that segment by about 25%.
What would your recommendation be for buyers and sellers here in Vancouver?
Well, I think, crystal ball, I think purchasers should look at buying sooner than later. With the new rules potentially coming in place and the higher interest rates maybe coming into place, it's a time to meet with your mortgage professional, whether it's a mortgage broker or a bank, get yourself pre-approved and get a rate locked in. Usually you can get them locked in for about 120 days. For sellers, if you've got this pool of motivated buyers out there, now's the time to list your place. You don't want to miss this opportunity that's presented in front of you.
Karen, you and I have worked closely for many years now, and I certainly know the value that you bring to both our respective clients. What sets you apart from other mortgage brokers?
Well, really, I'm not that special, but I do think every client can benefit by getting in touch with a professional mortgage person. Mortgage brokers, we eat, live, breathe mortgages, so you can't have anybody better in your court to help you through this process than a mortgage broker.
And do you have any final tips for home buyers and sellers out there?
Absolutely. First one, be proactive. If you're a seller or a buyer in the marketplace, get on it. Don't sit back. Get what you need to get done to purchase or to sell your home sooner than later. Secondly, arm yourself with a good team. You need a good realtor and a good mortgage broker on your side to help you navigate through all these changes in the marketplace today.